It's all wrong now. Look what you did. Oh boy. Oh, there we are. It's a dead battery. Howdy, Rex here. And we got Vxuhall with us today. We're going to do a multiple review type video here. We're going to talk about various things that go on in the Rex Reviews podcast.
Hey, we do prod some things in this podcast.
And in the Rex Reviews, what do you call that deal? YouTube channel. See, we got cameras and stuff. This is what we use. Everyone wonders what kind of camera we use. We're going to give you the secrets on what goes on behind the scenes, right, Vxuhall? This guy's Captain Adventure. You guys know Vxuhall. You've seen him before on our ranting videos, right? What are you doing? Oh, see, okay. So here's the old battle standard right here. See this thing?
And this was the flashy new replacement.
Yeah.
However,
this is a Canon. What is this thing? PowerShot SX40HS. You can zoom in at like 1,500 yards at this and still see the target. It's got optical zoom up the yin-yang. Really good picture quality, cinematic type picture quality, right? If you look at the reviews, it's like okay for a couple of screwballs. So I upgraded to this thing. What is this?
Oh, we got our little Sony HD Handycam here. Specifically a dedicated video camera. Also does still shots at 9.2 megapixels.
This one's more megapixels, and this is way old, and it was way cheaper. What is this thing?
Well,
12.1.
This is a dedicated camera with a video option. This is a dedicated video camera with a photo taking
I thought it would be better, but it's not as good as this. This takes better video than the video camera.
Chances are good. I mean, Canon does a good job.
They do.
Every company does a good job, but I think my personal bias says that Canon does a better job.
Yeah, this guy's kind of the photography nut. Maybe sometime we'll have to showcase your photography if you want to. Some of your cool stuff that on our adventures abroad and stuff. You know, some of the video we did here and a lot of the cinematography is done by Vxuhall here. So he's quite the guy that I like to hang out with when we're running and gunning, especially because no one else understands the concept of like, what do you call that? Framing, right? And all this stuff you got to do.
Framing the action.
Framing the action. So that's Vxuhall. But we're looking at this, yeah, I don't know, this works good in the broad daylight, this little Sony video camera, but it kind of sucks in the dark. It's real pixelated, or if you're moving quickly, it like freaking wigs out on you.
A lot of cameras do have trouble with low light issues. Most cameras in general, like all their best shooting is done with the right proper lighting. And most modern cameras have like an automatic sensor that will switch the white balance depending on what kind of a light sensor or light setting you're sitting in or you're filming in. This one does as well, and I think we just found it. But
yeah, we'll see. We'll give her a try. I almost took it back to that store that I got it at because for the amount of money I paid for it, I could have got something way better. But we'll give it a try. So it's not all positive reviews. We're also going to review this. Wait, what's that? That's not right. Get that firearm over there.
Get that firearm over there.
That's the ammo for it. Ooh, look at this. Here, show it on the camera. They can't see it. Okay, this is the old AMD 65 I inherited, and we got this optic on here. See this little thing, guys? That's what they call the JP, the J point, and it's a tiny little red dot. See? Look at that cute little thing. I'm going to point it right at my face. But it's always on. Yeah, I'm going to knock stuff off the table. So stay tuned for the J-point review, see? Oh yeah. I don't know if can you see the dot or nothing on there? That's kind of a cool shot right there, huh? Oh yeah, baby. But it's like smaller than all them little RMRs and all them other little whatever fast fires and whatnot. And these AKs are like really tough on these style of optics. So this supposedly is supposed to be able to put up with it. So, we'll see. Maybe we'll destroy it. Very good. Vxuhall. Destroy it. Yeah, well, we're also going to review this right here. This is another thing that helps us get through the editing process of the Rex Reviews videos. This is Chimay. Huh?
Tell us what we have here.
It's Chimay. This is the Grand Reserve. This is actually, let me read it to you. Wait. The origins of Notre Dame de Sacrament. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. Basically, this is made by Trappist monks in Belgium, okay? I can't read that stuff. Don't even try. They'll be pissed. They don't like you messing with their language. But like one time... Hold on, let me zoom this a little bit. So it's going to go to sleep because we don't have a real video camera. See these still cameras that we use for the reviews? If you zoom in and out of them, sometimes you stay on a little longer. It wakes them up, see? Anyways, one time we got off the train station in Brussels, and I like had to use the bathroom, and you can't use bathrooms for free anywhere in that area, you know? And so I'm like, well, I'll buy something at this restaurant. So I said, hey, you got something local? And they said, sure, and they poured me a glass of this. And I'll tell you what, like, there's no such thing as beer in North America, okay? This is really good. And we'll review this during this review, okay? But we'll give you another deal here, and then we'll discuss world options of things that are happening. And oh, see this? This is a primary arms 1-6 with the ACSS reticle. This is coming up very soon, guys, so you're also going to get a sneak peek on this little bad boy. You seen this? You've seen this before, didn't you?
I've seen it.
Yeah, he's seen it. But yeah, we shot a bunch of this already. I got hundreds of rounds to it. We are in the process of gathering opinion on this weapon right here, see? Oh yeah, give me the shininess. Ready? The pose? The cool camera pose? Pretty cute though, huh? Yeah, so that's good. Now let's get to the actual review. Oh, my bipod. It's magnetic.
The actual review. All right, here we go.
So this is a review on Chimay. We had lots of questions because of the beer can shooting videos. I also shoot a lot of beer bottles with the 338 Lapua at, like, you know, beyond 500 meters is pretty fun to try to shoot bottles and stuff. Just clean up your glass to save the environment. But this is Chimay, and this is, you can actually sometimes find this in America. That's the good thing about it. There's one other beer that I like more from when I was in Austria that's called Zwettler or something, and there's a Dunkels. I think it's Austrian or maybe it's Bavarian. I don't know, but that, I could find it in Vienna. But this stuff is my second favorite. This is incredible. And the blue label stuff is better than the red label stuff, in my opinion. But it comes packaged a little bit fancy, so I don't want to destroy this, because this is kind of like, I mean, it's not stupid expensive, but it's kind of pricey. So I'll keep that. And you see this little twisty top right here, see? See that little deal? Pretty fancy, eh?
Very fancy.
You're going to want to try this or what? Just a little bit?
Is it even a question?
Well, I don't know. You're all scared to drink that 8 gallons of Yukon Jack yesterday.
Ooh. Look at the special effects on that one.
Ooh, it's smoking. Yeah, see, we're not like exactly the schnobs. We don't know all the proper terminology. Because I'm not a professional guy that knows about this stuff. I just know that certain ones I really do like. So some people say I'm a schnob on it because I won't drink like Budweiser or Coors or any of that boring stuff like that. But if someone has something like this, I'll definitely, yeah, I'm probably pouring this wrong. I know you guys probably, I can see the commentaries forming now. You know what I mean? You did it wrong. It's too foamy. What do they call it, the head? I don't even know. I really don't care either. Sheet of color on it? Ooh, it looks yummy. You want a little bit or what? Did you just drink all that water just now?
What water?
This ain't the proper glass, yeah, right? See? So we're going to do an experiment.
All right.
That's good. Yeah. So,
and as you mentioned, this is really helpful for the video editing process.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing more just that makes you want to pull your hair out like video editing.
Especially if you use Pinnacle 16. I'll
or
tell
any
you what,
video editing software. Especially if your video card isn't up to speed.
Yeah. I thought, you know, I got a high-speed computer for doing this. I finally broke down and got one. I got all the nerds together that I could find, and I said, I need the most pissed computer possible to buy. And it just gave them a huge pile of money like this. And they built this for me. No, that's not exactly what... This guy's actually the computer guy, okay? I'm not. But they made a pretty powerful one. But still, I'll tell you what, it's just finicky. Like, you edit the programs, and you're, like, trying to phase, like, two things into each other. And then when it glitches, it can't just glitch and stop. It glitches and turns off the entire computer. Right? Yeah, it's nice. And that happens like so for every 3 seconds of video you edit, it at least turns off once. So a video, like if the program, like it used to work back in the day, maybe I got too much stuff on there, I don't know. But back in the day, like you could be able to, what do you call it, edit? Like a 30-minute video in like a couple hours, you know, if you know what you're doing with the program and where stuff is at. Now with the glitches, it's 2 days. And it's 2 days of cussing, and like I thought about, didn't I give you a message there the other day about our new business we're going to start? The Hillary Clinton business?
I don't think so. The Hillary Clinton business. I might have missed that one.
Yeah, it's a computer recycling business where claw hammers are involved, and we just smash the hell out of computers.
That's right.
And cell phones. And then we smelt them down to get all the metal out of them, and we cast bullets out of it. At least get something useful out of it. Oh, it happens. So, yeah, no, that's where this helps in the reviewing process. It really does. Like, because who wants to sit in the office for freaking, what, 10 hours of your weekend when you could be out doing real stuff in life? Playing with the computer. Unless you're crazy. Not me. I don't want to sit and play on a computer, especially when it's not working. So, it does... round off the corners of the insanity a little bit.
So, first impressions. What do you think?
Well, it's not my first impression. It's kind of normal for me. It's good, though. You like it?
I like it. It's a good solid, like, full-bodied flavor.
Yeah, so it's a Belgian Trappist Ale. And for those of you who haven't tried that, man, they come in, I mean, like, there's a whole range of different kinds of these you can get. There's one called the Three Philosophers. It's really good, I think is what it's called. There's one called Leffe or Leffe or something, L-E-F-F-E. Someone tell me how to pronounce that. I don't know. But it's also an authentic import from Belgium. And, you know, as much as, like, Belgium has a cool reputation, it's not one of my favorite countries to visit anymore. Like, especially Brussels. It's too big of a city. And the demographic is adjusted a little bit. So it's like not a friendly place, especially if you're an American in certain parts of town. You know what I'm saying? But they do have really, really good, this stuff right here. This is good.
And I hear they make some fun weapons as well.
They are incredible at making weapons. That's the other thing. Yeah, I told the wife when we were there, well, I'm like, they make really good, they're really good at machining stuff. So, you know, Belgian people are very, very skilled in machining and manufacturing and crafting and things like that, but I don't know what exactly would happen lately. Well,
yeah, I think with a lot of I think with a lot of different cultures, you find some cultures excel at in certain areas and then aren't so good in other areas. And I think one area where Belgium really excels is with making their weapons crafting.
Yeah, they're good with that. Yeah, they're not so good at inventing toilets for everybody on the street, though. People peeing all over the place. I'm like, what are you guys doing? But I think they got invaded by a different culture there. Ooh, we're not PC now, are we? All the people who clicked on the beer review just got a dose of what's really going on. Oh, boy. What's your favorite place to visit, Vxuhall?
Well, my favorite place to visit generally is tropical. I can eat avocados and mangoes off the tree. And swim with sharks. So, pretty much
swim with the sharks?
I swim with the sharks. Like on an Aeolus dive I did in recent history. I did a little dive and I swam with about 20 tiger sharks at about 110 feet below the surface of the water. Pretty incredible experience. If you're ever in North Carolina, you should check it out.
You got some footage to share with us or what? Did you upload it on your channel yet?
I do not have footage.
What was that underwater footage you sent me? What was that? You got like 900 hours of you like in a coral reef or something? What was that? You don't remember this? Maybe it was me during one of my editing sessions. Just hallucinating about something beautiful and wonderful elsewhere on Earth.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
But no, for real. I mean, I definitely like enjoying different cultures. I think multiculturalism is a great thing to pursue as far as a personal pleasure or enjoyment. It doesn't necessarily work in a single society, but...
Well, one of my favorite topics in school, man, has always been like geography and social studies, I suppose. And I'm not into this new social justice warrior kick that they trained whatever generation we're on now in. But as far as just like National Geographic, dude, like so interesting. There's so much neat stuff to check out on Earth, you know. We're going to start doing more.
Is amazing. The planet is amazing.
Yeah, we're going to do more geographic reviews here very soon. And we're just going to go through, I mean, we got huge piles of experience on being different weird places and looking at stuff. And you and your stories and me and my stories and us and our stories and all the times you almost got shot by different people and stuff over in different places. So we'll have to share some of those stories. This guy he's a different critter of a different breed, I'll tell you that. That's why he's part of the crew, so he's fun time.
So what else?
I don't know. What do you think?
We got some Himalayan sea salt over there.
Himalayan? I do! This is good. This is a good source of natural iodine. If you're a cheapskate like me.
Actually, not necessarily.
There's iodine in there.
There's a tiny little trace amount of iodine. So it's not necessarily a good source of iodine. In my personal opinion, I'm kind of a salt guy. I like salt.
He's a salt. You take the floor. I'll back up here. You go ahead.
And see, you know, to give a little bit of background, you know, certain class of people have been called to be salt and light. So it's good to know about salt and its properties and like what makes it up, you know. There's definitely good salt, there's bad salt, you know. Too much salt, we all know what can happen. Too little salt, we also know what can happen, right? So it kind of adds flavor and zest and wondrous magic to different things. So what we have here is Himalayan pink salt, and the marketing of this stuff, basically, I mean, it took off like a rocket. It went from this little fringe side thing to suddenly in every Walmart everywhere, and everybody had it, and they're all bringing out their like, ooh, we have Himalayan pink salt. Like, we're high class.
I think it's good. It's got a different flavor to it.
I think it's definitely got a good flavor to it.
It's more of a mild. It doesn't have that bite of salt, of the normal like table salt or whatever, but it's got more of a dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain. Just try it.
What makes the salt pink is the mineral content. Himalayan salt is, and one of the reasons why it got so popular is it's supposed to have a whole bunch of different minerals. 80 some odd minerals, I don't remember the exact number. A lot of those minerals are minerals that make up your body, and most of those minerals are elements that you find just kind of all over the place. Some of them are a little bit more scary, and some of them are a little bit more fun. Like, they've got gold in here even. That's one of the elements that you have in here. You probably don't have a physiological process that really needs gold, but hey, I can say I eat gold.
One of the nice things about this particular kind of salt, though, in my opinion, is that it's just like mined out of the earth, and it's not processed, and they don't add like bromide and stuff to it.
Yep.
Like, why did they start adding bromide to salt instead of like iodine? Brominated salt, you know what I'm talking about?
That's what I would really like to know.
I know why they did
iodine is a really good element. It's an important mineral. It's useful for
that
proper
halogen that actually attaches to your glands and all that, and helps you survive and not die.
Yeah, and you know, everybody that's had thyroid issues knows that iodine can be helpful with those things. But yeah, I have no idea. And what you find with sea salts, like how they make sea salt typically, is they'll take seawater, ocean water. Sometimes they have huge beds and they basically just evaporate the water and then they scrape up what's left, and that's your salt. And this is actually mined. And Himalayan pink salt can come from a few different places. This one specifically is sourced from Pakistan. And there's definitely some mixed information on the salts from there. One salt that I've discovered in recent times has been a salt that comes from the U.S. It's marketed as real salt, and I believe it comes from Utah. It comes from a salt mine in Utah, and it's pretty good stuff. It's also a pink salt as well. It's got 60 to 80 minerals depending on the batch. Yeah. Yeah, right on. See, I'm glad I had that salt sitting on my table. Yeah, I just leave it down here because I always look for it and then it never happens, so I just eat the food when it's gross without salt on it. So the great thing about the salt from Utah is it costs half as much because they don't have to ship it from Pakistan. So, and it's an American product, so I tend to prefer real salt.
I want American salt too. I really do.
There's other good salts like Celtic sea salt. I think a lot of people know about, and that's a good salt. But even a good, reputable sea salt product, something that's been iodized or something that's got minerals, that has some sort of purity testing, those are good things to use. And if you're old school and you like to make your own pickles and your own sauerkraut, this is a great salt for fermenting. Really, really helps with the flavor. If you ferment with salt instead of vinegar, you actually get a lot of good beneficial probiotics. It's good for digestive health and things like that. So, yeah, salt can be a great thing.
Check this out. You digging it? Holy mackerel.
What do you see?
It's tactical. Whoa, look at this.
We are looking through a lens here.
Yes.
Of incredible...
Look at how tactile that is.
Mysteries.
No, check it out. You like that?
That's awesome.
Do you?
I feel like I'm looking through a scope on a video game right now.
Yeah, you got like the Terminator vision. That is
what are we looking at? What is that?
Yeah, so I got sent this because so many people asked about this company, Primary Arms, that like they just started sending me everything that they got for review. And I'm actually kind of glad they did. This has the ACSS 5.56 or 3 weight or 5.45 by 39 millimeter reticle. It's a straight power prismatic scope. I believe it's 3 or 3.5 power. And this is supposedly built like a tank.
It feels like it's built like a tank.
Yeah, it's solid.
This is like this is a weapon in and of itself.
So like it's in the couple $100 price range, I think. I didn't even really look yet. I have not reviewed this yet. I've just played with it on the shelf. But from what I've heard, there's a guy named Rob. He's a Polish dude from the AK Operators Union. You ever hear of that channel on YouTube? He's that Russian sounding dude. He's Polish.
Okay. Yep.
But he runs the AKs. Yeah. So we're gonna actually interview him pretty soon. And I'm gonna start talking to him. But he has pretty good reviews on this, and there's not a lot of optics that can really put up with some of the fierce recoil on some of the semi-automatic platforms. So I'm curious to see how this thing does, because apparently, and I've even had word that some of these things are kind of built to the... So these are contracted out through Asian manufacturers, right? And the prismatic design of this supposedly maybe is similar to what the Chinese military is using for their rifles. And supposed to be pretty heavy duty. But the thing I was surprised at when I grabbed it, besides the decent quality of the image, and the reticle is very state-of-the-art reticle. We go over that in the interview we just had in a podcast with Dimitri and from Primary Arms. But it's heavy. It's a heavy optic.
You think we can show the reticle?
Yeah, put it in there. Figure it out. You'll get it.
Bam. Terminator vision.
That's the reticle right there, guys. Wait, let me get my face on it so you can... Oh, it's not working. That's kind of
one layer too many.
Yeah. That's the reticle, though. So it's got your ballistic drop compensation all built into the reticle, and it's laser etched in the glass. So if your battery goes out, you still got your scope working. So it's kind of a poor man's ACOG. And it's supposedly as heavy duty as an ACOG, and the optical quality is actually pretty comparable. And it's only a couple $100. So I don't know. We'll try it out and see how she works, but that's just a heads up for another review that you guys need to stay tuned for. Hey, on the YouTube, did you know, Vxuhall, that they adjusted the methodology for how the subscription situation works?
I didn't. I know they've been doing this a lot in recent times.
Yeah. They're trying to filter out
fake news push.
Fake news firearms channels. Dude, if you guys are subscribed to the Rex Reviews channel on YouTube, that don't mean you're getting my updates. If I post a new video, maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. YouTube decides that, unless there is now a little bell next to the subscription tab. A little tiny picture of a bell. You need to go over there and click on the bell, and then there's a little box that says, send me updates of the videos or whatever, subscription updates or whatever. Click that, and then you'll actually get the updates from the channel. So if you guys want to follow the reviews that are coming out, like we just talked about here, all the stuff on the table, make sure you click on that stupid bell. And they're like ninjas. They freaking, yeah, and they're slippery too. You ever wrestle with a guy that was so slippery you couldn't get a good hold of him to beat him down good? You know what I mean? You couldn't just get a good grip on him? Yeah, that's YouTube right there.
Well, You know, I once wrestled with a oiled pig or a greased pig.
Did you really?
No.
What the heck?
But I watched a bunch of people chasing around a greased pig at a local event. It was hilarious.
What
actually.
local event is this?
What local event is this?
Yeah, where? Tell us a story. I'm ready. Story time.
So, every summer we have... Oh, what is it called? You're going to have to edit this part out.
Just do it.
What the hell's the name of it?
Every summer they have a thing called what?
What's it called? Something... Is it Harvest Showdown?
What country?
Belfield.
Where? Oh, sure.
Yeah.
In a local town?
Yeah, so in a local town in Belfield, we have, every summer we have...
Don't say the name of the town.
Well, fuck. Where's it at, Johnny?
Who you calling Johnny, Vxuhall? Get with the program. You're going to help me edit this video. It's probably all staying in there.
Alright, so this local town has this thing, unnamed, because we don't say names here, because we don't want to point fingers, because we don't want to make anything stand out, and because I'm instructed not to do so. But we basically have a fairgrounds type event, everything from making or allowing kids to sift through hay to find coins, to having adults chase around
the summer festivals in
a chicken or a
Middle
greased pig
America
or something like that, you know, while everybody's getting wasted and eating hot dogs. So
and watermelons?
And watermelons.
Dude, did you know that turtles have salmonella all over them?
I have heard that.
Yeah, so like supposedly if
Did you know that salmonella really isn't a big deal?
Well, yeah, that was the point of where I was going. So like if you find a pet turtle, like I got a turtle, right? And his name is Donald. I actually got him the day.
Solid name.
I actually got his. I named my turtle the day that the real Donald came down the escalator, because that's the day I got my turtle. So I named it Donald, and he has his little tower and his little turtle tank. He's pretty awesome. Just for your own personal information there. But
in case you wanted to know.
In case you wanted to know, what was I talking about? Oh, salmonella. So I'm petting this turtle, and you know, putting it in its big pile of water that's all gross and, you know, probably not like up to like health standards. And because that's what turtles live in. They live in swamp ponds and whatever, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
they live out in the sewer, you know. And so, like the Ninja Turtles.
That's true.
Right? Exactly.
In the sewers.
And they eat pizza. I mean, how toxic is that? Probably from Pizza Hut.
Right.
But
Right. The one with the meth lab in the back.
Yes, exactly. I know about this one. I heard about it. But at any rate, so the turtle, salmonella. So like everyone's like, oh, you can't have a pet turtle. It's going to give you poison. It's got diseases on it, right? I'm like, turtles have diseases? I don't want no turtle disease. And you hear all the scary stories, so I'm like washing my turtle. I give my turtle like its own chemotherapy pill. You buy this turtle-shaped thing you throw in its water to kill all the turtle germs. And my turtle was messed up for like probably 3 or 4 days. I remember doing chemo. Hey, here's a picture of me on chemo. Pretty funny, huh? Yeah, that's me actually almost dying. But anyways, so like the turtle, I gave it turtle chemo, and he was messed up for like a week. He was not having it. He wouldn't even eat. But after that stuff wore off, you know, you see, you're so paranoid of all this stuff, and they scare you about it. You can't touch it. You got to wash your hands. Dude, when I was a little kid, and my cousins in the small town we were raised in, they'd have like turtle races, and you'd grab like snapping turtle. Well, you know, if you're crazy, you grab the snapping turtles or the painted turtles, and you'd set them, and then you like play with these turtles and like turn them loose, and you throw them back in the creek when you're done, right? And so everyone would have to go catch a turtle out of the creek to have the turtle race. And you have turtle races. And then they had watermelon days, and everyone's like eating watermelon, like grabbing turtles, and then like straight to the watermelon, and then like eating the watermelon, shoving it in your face. So you got like turtle slime and watermelon mixed together, eating it with no washing. No chemo, no drugs, nothing. But everyone seemed to be fine. Like no one died from turtle poisoning. Dude, are they lying to us?
Well, there's a lot of things going on here. See, our bodies, we're not like most of the DNA in the human body belongs to the human, but a lot of it doesn't. A lot of it belongs to bacteria. And a lot of what makes us us and makes our bodies functional are microbiological organisms. You have what's known as
symbiotic type stuff?
Definitely. Absolutely. Yeah. We have what's known as a microbiome, and it's basically throughout our entire body, everywhere from in our intestinal tract to on our skin. And what happens is, like, bacteria colonizes on our skin, and so it keeps other bacteria, not necessarily harmful, but other bacteria from colonizing there. And it can also keep viruses and other things from colonizing.
So if you got the correct germs because you're raised in an actual natural environment, the good germs will take care of the bad germs, right?
Essentially.
Is that the point?
That's basically the point.
I'll tell you what, like when
But if you use hand sanitizer all the time, you're constantly killing your own body's microbiome. And so
clean people don't got immune systems, so let's put it like that.
Leaves the opportunity for a foreign invader to take that spot.
I know you spent time in East Asia for a while, didn't you?
I did. 2 months in Thailand.
Sure, sure. So you know the drill over there with the cleanliness and the sewer systems and the infrastructure.
Bangkok had an entire population, like tens of thousands of people probably. I didn't count them. Living on top of like the city's waste and sewage system. Just like on pallets, on raised pallets, living above
the poop?
The poop. All of the waste from the city. And, you know, they had little cardboard huts and all that, and kids are running around, and they're swimming, and then they're, like, playing with squirt guns, and then squirting me, and I'm like, well, you know, they can handle it. I guess I can, too.
Yeah, I've been to countries where they got pipes sticking out of the building, and then that's the sewer. The pipe sticking out of your house, so it goes in the yard. And then when it rains, that's when it all goes down onto the road, and then the road washes it into the river, which is where the drinking water is.
Got all whacked out.
It did. Oh, I hit it wrong. What the hell?
You zoomed.
So I'll tell you what about, I got some of my buddies from that area, and I invite them over to help show me how to cook their local food. So we're making momo, which is like a dumpling with chicken or something in it. And they got this nasty chicken hamburger from Walmart, right? Yeah. And he's like eating it raw, like, tasting the spice characteristics. But it's raw chicken hamburger. Which chicken hamburger is pretty scary, in my opinion.
Especially from Walmart.
And we're like, dude, like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. Like, what? Hey, I should post the
little
video.
known fact about me, actually, and I could do this on camera, is I am actually, so you have people that eat different styles of food, different diets. You've got, in recent history, you've got your paleo people. Everybody knows about your vegan people. You've got your people who don't care. And you got your people who know better and still don't care. Let's see. In nature, you have herbivores. You have omnivores.
What about omnivores? That's me. Nom.
And then you have carnivores, right? And so carnivores classically tend to feed off of other animal flesh. Herbivores tend to eat more of your initial producers, like your plants and your algae and things like that. And then you have omnivores that eat both. So humans in general are omnivores. A lot of people like to argue differently for that based on teeth and GI tract and all that stuff. But generally we're omnivores. I am actually a raw food omnivore, meaning I eat from both the carnivore area and the herbivore area raw. So I eat lots of raw eggs. Raw eggs are great. And there's like a special process, and you should probably look it up. And kids, you probably shouldn't try this at home.
I got a videotape of you with your bald head eating those eggs. Remember this? When you shaved your head that one time?
Maybe.
You're eating eggs in my kitchen, cracking them on your teeth, acting like some British guy or something. That was awesome. There's so much stuff that I could post that's incredible, but it probably won't ever get posted. I'm sorry. Continued, Vxuhall.
So, yeah, as I was saying, raw food omnivore. I've eaten lots of raw eggs. I've eaten lots of raw chicken, raw beef, raw buffalo, and then various other animals. And
I ate a lot of organs out of animals I shot raw. Did I ever tell you about that?
Organ meats are great.
You know, I don't know if I ever
organ
got some kind of crazy disease from that, but like the deal is, you know, in the movie Red Dawn where they shoot the deer and you got to drink the blood and all that to get the spirit of the deer. Right? You ever see that, guys? You know what I'm talking about? It's like the first deer I ever shot, we forgot to do it. My old man was so proud of me because I made a long-range hit on a really nice mule deer buck. Like when I was a little guy. It was boom, nailed it right through the heart, killed it, dropped it. You know, it was awesome. A really, really cool story. I'll show you the antlers sometime. But, what was I talking about?
Drinking the blood to get the spirit of the deer.
It's working. What? Oh yeah, the blood drinking. So, my old man's a little bit hardcore.
Recommend doing this at home.
Yeah, my old man's a little bit hardcore. And,
please be careful with your dietary choices.
So I shot
We are not certified dietitians.
This is when I was a kid, right? And so I wasn't as good at leading targets at like 350 yards. The deer was running full speed, like quartering away, sort of quartering away at you at 350. And the lead, you know, with the 7mm Magnum with 150 grain nozzler partitions, I didn't know exactly. No mills to hold off, just a normal hunting scope. So I just kind of held in front of them and I rolled them. But it didn't hit it in the heart. It clipped it. It was at a quartering angle. And this is my second buck that I ever shot. It hit him and it clipped the front of his intestines. So all the bile and all that nasty stuff went all over inside the cavity. And he was standing there bleh, bleh, making a sound. So boom! He got shot again. And boom! Went down, right? Anyway, so with that in mind, the bile hit, right? That's not good. Anyways, they're like, hey, you just killed that animal, now you got to get the spirit, so you have to eat the liver raw, right? I'm dead serious. People don't believe the story. I don't know why they don't believe it. I thought it was normal stuff, okay? Because, like, they made it seem normal, like all of them always did it. My pa, his cousins, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, all right, hell yeah, I'll eat the deer liver, you bet. So it's like wintertime, so you like cut the, you know, you're gutting it and you pull the guts out and you reach for the liver and you find it and you cut it off and wipe it off in the snow because it's all full of other stuff from the gut hit, you know. Which is, I feel so bad about doing that. I don't shoot at running animals at that distance very much. Even though I probably could hit them, I'm a lot better than I used to be, but it's just not ethical.
I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think you can make good choices with how you hunt and do it in a humane way.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You know, you learn when you're a kid, though. At any rate, you wipe off the liver in the snow and then you eat it, see? And I remember thinking, like, it tastes just kind of like when you have a bloody nose. Like, it just tastes like, well, it tastes kind of like deer liver, except it needs salt. You know what I mean? Like, if you had some of this, where's that stuff? Right here. Even raw, it would taste the same, it's just not cooked. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it wasn't that bad of a deal. But I'm talking, dude, like the liver is the oil filter of the animal. So all the nasty stuff went into the liver.
Well, the liver filters it out. Generally, it gets stored elsewhere, but...
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, there's all the crap went into the liver and got strained there. You know what I mean? So it's not probably good to eat livers in general. And it's probably really not good to eat raw ones. I don't know.
I think like with anything, you make good choices. You can pick a healthier animal or a healthier plant. You probably don't want to eat the grapes that have, you know, been sprayed with all sorts of pesticides and fluoride for forever. You know, you probably don't want to eat those grapes. You probably want to eat the grapes that were raised, you know, with vinegar. I got
a lot of really close friends who are hardcore vegan vegetarians. And they are serious about that deal. Like, it's a religious thing, literally. In their religion, you have to be a vegan, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. I understand the concept of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. That's fine. That's awesome. I think that's great. But it's hilarious because their excuse for doing it is not the God thing, which I would understand. Their excuse is the biological thing, which is like, oh, meat is corrupted now. I'm like, oh, and GMO crops aren't corrupted? Oh, your potatoes got eels in them. Hello, an eel in your potato?
But Matt,
and jellyfish, they don't freeze
in the world. This is to feed the world. How are we going to feed starving people in Africa?
And that's great.
If we don't cross tomatoes and salmon.
That's fine. You GMO your crops all you want, but don't tell me it's a potato, okay? You can eat it. That's fine. If you want to eat an eel and a potato, or a potato eel, that's great. Just don't tell me it's a potato and then act all high and mighty because I'm a vegan. No, you're eating an eel. Or if you eat corn, it's like mice, rodent ears and stuff as part of the pesticide.
Unless it's BT corn, then they actually take a bacteria out of the soil. They grab the DNA from that bacteria that kills insects, and they plug it into the genetic material of the corn. And then you get BT toxin producing corn. So corn that actually produces a pesticide that makes insect stomachs explode. But don't worry, it's safe for you.
Yeah, it only killed the insects. It's like the canary in the mine situation. Oh, the canary only died. It didn't kill a hippopotamus yet.
And we're not going to talk about horizontal transfer of transgene DNA. Because that's not a problem at all.
Or the gene gun.
Doesn't exist.
Randomly, like, uploading gene segments and other stuff using, like, velocity. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's exactly perfectly connected.
Yeah. And there's no random genetic mutations that can occur.
I don't want to be a radical person. It's incredible technology. It really is.
Absolutely.
And it's worth looking into, but it's
also worth making safe. Probably.
Yeah, it's also worth caution, maybe, you know, just being aware of what you're eating.
And we probably shouldn't have the USDA or the FDA relying on Monsanto to do their own safety studies. We probably should have.
He's going now.
We probably should have an independent board of individuals that are not financially tied to this corporation that evaluate the safety of their product over a period of years, instead of just using the fraud of substantial equivalence, which is what they do now. They're like, oh, it physically is exactly, this tomato is physically the same as this one, so therefore we give it the same testing as this one. We feed this tomato to a mouse for a month.
Equivalence.
We feed this tomato to a mouse for a month. No obvious genetic difference. Your p-test margins are right where they're supposed to be.
Or they got fireflies mixed in with, what's the crop? That when it's thirsty, it emits that electrochemical glowing. They actually put a firefly DNA into the crop.
Yeah, and if you've got a few grand laying around, you can get yourself a glow in the dark doggy.
Yeah,
you can get glow in the dark cats, glow in the dark sheep, glow in the dark rats, glow in the dark fish from Walmart. Glowfish. That's a trademarked fish.
Yeah, it's good. It's not crazy. We're not like gonna, I don't know, do whatever people do when they drink too much of this, but it's really tasty, so I enjoyed this thoroughly. What was your impression of this, sir?
I think it tasted like beer. I'm not an alcohol person. I don't really know.
So you're not as well
but I can't drink your cheap aluminum can Bud Light kind of stuff.
That's just drinking ditch water.
Some people can't live without vitamin BL Bud Light. But
it's ditch water.
Others of us would die if we drank vitamin BL. So
vitamin what?
BL.
What's that?
Bud Light.
Oh jeez. No, just when I think that I don't do that.
So
the record,
this is a legitimate
nobody
beer.
ever do that to me.
This is a good drinker. I mean, I can drink this stuff. I can't drink Bud Light or Coors Light or any of those little fake beers.
It's that monocle wearing brew. It's good. You ain't going to drink too much because it's too expensive to do that, but it's good.
Yeah, it's an appreciable one.
Yeah, it takes the edge off and it's good stuff. Very good.
It's not made out of editing. Not made out of corn syrup that came from BT corn, like Coors Light or Bud Light.
Yeah, darn corn syrup anyways. Well, thanks guys. We appreciate you hanging out with us just for this upload that I don't even know if we should have uploaded, but am I gonna?
It's one for the memory banks, if nothing else.
Am I uploading this for real, you think? Probably. It was good, wasn't it?
I guess we'll find out.
Well, let's watch it and see if we'll upload it. You'll know in a second.
dreams. No more just a dream and a dream. Hope that she kills you instead of leaving the name. No, she's a minefield. She'll part your body from your soul. Minefield. Leave a big smoking hole.